Anya will be back in a moment. We're all learning these systems.
Okay, I think we're bearing with us, everybody. We had the Spanish room went down for just a moment. So again, I'm Anya Rose on the policy team. I'm just going to give a quick federal policy update and a little plug for how to get involved. So many of the programs that serve as the first line of defense against hunger and poverty, programs like SNAP and WIC, and that supply emergency food providers and cash assistance, federal tax refunds, energy assistance, so much more. They're rooted in federal policy and rely, at least in part, on federal funding often. So lately, in response to the pandemic, at Hunger Free Colorado, we've been pushing our members of Congress to pass additional desperately needed COVID relief to shore up these programs that are crucial to meeting basic needs through the crisis, and to provide budget relief to state governments. Like Ashley was saying, our state government in Colorado has seen a massive budget shortfall due to reduced revenue during the pandemic, and we're not alone in that. So the U.S. House this summer passed the HEROES Act, which included many of these really crucial provisions, including increased resources for nutrition programs, but negotiations have really stalled in the U.S. Senate around relief, and we need them to act. So this week and next are critical for securing an agreement on COVID relief before the end of the year. It is a great time to be reaching out to your U.S. senators. And beyond these immediate emergency needs, with a change in administration that's more supportive of nutrition programs and more equitable food systems generally, we think there's a really big opportunity right now. So over the last 4 years, much of our focus as anti-hunger advocates has been on protecting what already existed to address hunger at the federal level. We fought back against harmful rule changes to programs like SNAP and against harmful immigration policy changes like public charge that made it harder and more frightening for immigrant communities to access health supports. And in fact, a year ago at our annual summit, I was giving a federal policy update that was basically just a rundown of all the bad rules we were mobilizing comments against. So we've really been playing a game of defense and picking the low-hanging fruit, but know that that's not enough. And the transition to a new administration presents a really incredible opportunity to take a more comprehensive approach to addressing hunger through more accessible programs and policy interventions that address root causes. Because ultimately, as we've heard yesterday and today from these incredible speakers, while we need to ensure that those facing hunger today can access nutritious food now with ease and dignity, to really address hunger long term, we need to be pinpointing what drives it. And that's poverty and low wages and insufficient support for folks with disabilities and structural racism and inadequate public income programs and affordable housing and inequities in land access and so much more. So yesterday, Fatima spoke about the pitfalls of just being responsive and working on Band-Aid solutions. And this feels like such a great moment to reflect on that and be building relationships and trying to make that turn towards action on root causes while we do continue the hard work of making sure that needs get met today. So
I have one update right off the presses from Kathy. Folks can, food pantries and food banks, the RFA, will open tomorrow and be open through December 20th. So we'll make sure and send an email that includes some of that information to our broader list. But those of you who are interested, keep an eye out so we can have that link in our email. But that's exciting. It'll get out so that we can get money out as quickly as possible for you all to respond to the need you're seeing.
That's excellent. Excellent news, a great update. So just to wrap up, where there's great opportunity around policy, there's great need for advocacy, because these things won't happen on their own, and our elected officials will really be driven to act by what they hear from us and the stories and vision that are lifted up. So it's time to do that. And that advocacy, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's really just about telling those with power and resources and institutions how things really are and what's needed, sometimes over and over again. And then it's part of Ashley and my jobs to make that advocacy even simpler. So please be letting us know how we can support the amazing work you all are doing. And when you see updates and action alerts from us, please do take a moment to make a call or send an email and share your perspective and expertise with elected officials. We try to make it easy, and it really does impact how policymakers spend their time. So keep an eye out for those updates and alerts from us, and we hope that you'll join us in translating some of the energy generated over these 2 days into advocacy. So thanks everyone so much for being here, and we'll pass it back to Mark to wrap up.
One more pitch. We have a Facebook page, Coloradans Fighting to End Hunger. You can go join that group. It's part of our Hunger Free Colorado Facebook page. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Ashley, am I working? Can you all see me? That work? Okay, good. I hear that there was a little bit of technical glitch with what a little earlier, so hopefully it's all good now. All good now. So thank you so much, Ashley and Anya, for sharing and for your leadership and support in advocating and the great work that you all are doing and partnering with folks across the state in lifting up a lot of the key policy needs that we have as a community. And I think just echoing what Anya and Ashley said, at Hunger Free Colorado, we have areas of kind of focus and expertise where we can help on policy, but we're also very interested in partnering with lots of other groups around a variety of issues that are critical that have been talked about over the course of this summit. And we want to be strong and collaborative partners to lift up the kind of change that is needed to address the systemic racism, to address the inequities in our food system in a lot of ways. And so we're hopeful that this summit is a way where we can all continue to build those relationships and connections so that we can advocate together to create the kinds of policies, both at the state level and at the federal level, that are going to lead to real change that will allow us to truly end hunger and create food justice. So thank you again for you both. Another big congratulations, if you didn't hear me congratulate earlier, Roberto and all the finalists for the CUSA Award. Really appreciate their great work. And I think, I was inspired, and I think we can all be inspired about the amazing work they're doing, because right now it's so important to be engaged in doing this work in our communities across the state and nationally. This is a moment when times are as tough as they are now, when the leadership role that we can each play in realizing a more just food system is more important than ever. So before we close today, just a few kind of closing announcements and thank yous, starting with another big thank you for our summit sponsors, our equity sponsors, Mad Friends, BBVA Bank, and the Colorado Health Foundation, along with our corporate sponsors. Want to give another big thanks to the Alliance Center and the Community Language Cooperative for the critical role they played in helping us put on this event. And I especially want to give an incredibly huge shout out to Melissa Baker. Melissa hasn't been up on the stage yet, but Melissa is in fact the one behind the scenes who is the lead on the Hunger Free Colorado staff. Melissa is our senior manager for Community Voices, and she has been leading the effort for our staff to organize this summit over the last 2 days. And without her, none of this would be possible. And she's just done an amazing job. And I just want to give incredible kudos to Melissa for her everything that she's done to make this event possible. So thank you so much. Thank you also to all the other Hunger Free Colorado staff that have put in so much time and effort to make this event successful as well. One reminder that if you haven't yet posted to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and tag Hunger Free Colorado, please do so, and you'll have a chance to win a copy of Leah Penniman's book, Farming While Black. And you will also be receiving a post-event survey. Please fill it out, help us learn more about what you enjoyed and about the event. What are things that perhaps we can continue to improve for future events? So please help us out by doing that. We will also be sending next week a list of resources. So there were a ton of great resources shared in the chat. If you weren't able to catch those because they were going fast and furious, we will be sending out a compendium email. Look for it at the end of next week with resources, with links, with everything we can come up with to help you dig in even more onto some of the great things that we've been talking about today, and hopefully find ways to engage even further, and also engage with all of our speakers and their organizations and figure out how you can partner with them. Also want to thank those of you who donated as part of registration. We appreciate all donations and support, financial support at Hunger Free Colorado. And with Colorado Gives Day coming up, there will be an opportunity to support us. All donations to us for Colorado Gives Day up to $12,500 will be matched 50-50. So take advantage of that if you would like to give. Also, another way to give is to join our Full Plate Society. It's our monthly giving society. You can join by as little as $5 a month. And as a member, you'll receive a very cool Full Plate Society tote bag, an exclusive quarterly newsletter. You'll have the opportunity to join our Full Plate Society annual member event that will take place early next year. So if you're interested in supporting us financially, please do so. Please also support all of the other great organizations that you learned about throughout this event. They need funding and support as well, for sure. And so spread the love and support all of the great work happening across the state if you're able to do so. So thank you all again so much for joining us today. I am so inspired to be here with all of you and all of the amazing people that are here virtually. It is great that, that we are side by side working together, because that's what it's going to take to create a more just world where food is a human right and all people are treated with dignity and respect. So please take the next 20 minutes or maybe even a little longer, if we can keep the room open, to network, get to interact and connect with each other even more. And let's continue to build that movement for real change. So thank you very much again for joining us, and enjoy your networking. Take care.